What's up guys, SkyKevin here, and today we're taking a look at all the different Rupu camps and loot associated with those camps. It's pretty straightforward, but something everyone's requested. So, let's get started. In total, there are roughly 12 different Rupu camps available to loot in LO. They range in size from just a few Rupu to a whole slew of them, with different turret emplacements and types of Rupu throughout the Oasis. In each case, they are all just randomly generated from the same blueprint, so the types are easy to distinguish by however they look. We're generally looking at the guides for each to see what kind of schematics you can loot from that camp. I didn't go into the actual loot table percent chance or anything like that, but this should give you a good idea of where to farm a specific schematic that you're trying to find. In every case, the camps all have ammo boxes that drop ammo schematics, and many of them have rotting fruit piles to extract for water, as well as campfires with dirty water and some resources. So let's get into it. The first camp you'll probably already be familiar with is what we call the Foragers outpost. These are found on the outskirts of the Oasis and have a circular stick structure with some masks hanging off of it. Here you'll find only a couple Rupus in a bag with simple ammo, jaggertooth clubs, simple repair hammers, wooden staves, simple construction, Rupu fur, backpack, and hammock schematics. Next we have the Zero Ballista Rupu camps. I like to identify the camp by the number of ballista or at least defensive towers associated with it, since it's usually the easiest way to tell. This has urns which drop schematics for lightwood walls, backpacks, simple ammo, repair hammers, dinghies, construction, brittle bone armor, water bags, ammo chests, ballista, simple tools, automaton, fiber working stations, thumpers, scroll chests for schematics, rangefinders, and raw bone hand axes. One thing to keep in mind about this type is that it's the easiest way to get your first piece of Rupu vine if you're ever a player just starting out. After that, we have the single ballista camp. These have a walker totem located in the center, which drops dinghy walker, simple construction, medium stinger, small walker wing, small walker leg, ballista, automaton, fiber working station, thumper, ammo chest, and raw bone hand axe schematics. All the baskets within some of the Rupu huts have sterile bandage schematics that you can loot, and for some reason, some of the baskets in this one will blow up and disappear, but nevertheless, they still contain schematics for lightwood walls, backpacks, simple repair hammers, brittle bone armor, water bags, ammo chests, bone repair hammers, simple tools, automaton, and rangefinders. The very last one that you'll find within most of the Oases is the 4 tower camps. These usually have 2 ballista and 2 scattershot attached. There is one bag on the side of a hut and a bag near the totem where you can find forester armor, split bone bottles, bone spike sword, spike mace, two-handed bone spike sword, bone maul, water bag, simple tool, and ammo chest schematics. The main walker totem has schematics for nomad grappling hooks, hardwood walls, automatons, stomping stations, ammo chests, excavators, scattershot, repair hammer, base maintenance chests, walker climbers, medium stingers, stone axes, stiletto, mollusk, rocker guns, gas masks, hanger walls, and medium chests. Moving on, we have the camps which seem to spawn within the swampy areas of the canyon maps. These appear mainly on the starting arm of the tendrils that come out from that area. You'll find a camp here with 2 ballista and 1 scattershot, which has a walker totem in the center containing schematics for repair hammers, ballista, nomad grappling hooks, hardwood walls, walker climbers, stomping stations, small walker wings, small walker legs, scattershot, repeaters, stiletto, mollusk, automaton, thumper, gas masks, and medium chest schematics. Interestingly, this is nearly identical loot tables to the totems you find in the 4 ballista camps. The urns on the inside drop sterile bandage schematics, but the ones outside drop brittle bone armor, raw bone hand axes, spike bone mauls, bone bottles, lightwood base, and tool schematics. You'll also find a camp with a single Rupu rocker turret in the center. This one has a bag where you can loot forester armor, split bone bottles, bone sword, spike bone maul, bone spike sword staff, raw bone maul, water bag, hardwood walls, fast grappling hook, two-handed bone spike sword, bone quarter staff, brittle bone armor, hanger walls, and medium chest schematics. Interesting note, I found that the schematic for the brittle bone chest armor here was different from the schematic from the one looted from other Rupus. I had to kill enough Rupu Ner Raiders to actually find the right recipe to fill this one in. My assumption here is that when they rebalanced brittle bone armor, they created a secondary blueprint for it and didn't change over to the new schematic item ID from this camp's loot. But disclaimer here, I could be wrong in that assumption. Also in this camp is the Walker Totem, which you can loot schematics for nomad grappling hooks, automatons, stomping stations, excavators, scattershot, repair hammers, maintenance chests, walker climber, medium stinger, stone axe, stiletto, mollusk, small walker wings, small walker legs, rocker turrets, spinner guns, and gas masks. Moving on, we have the camps located out in the desert. These start with a circular hut structure called the Rupu Defensive Storage, where there's an old pull crate inside. Pull crates now can just be shot open with conventional weapons, which is guarded by a single Ner with 2 Rupu beside it, which the old chest contains firebolt schematics, Forester armor, chitin bolts, bone spike sword staffs, rawbone mauls, automaton, spinner, gas mask, and medium chest schematics. The next up is the building named a Rupu raiding checkpoint that is protected by 2 Rupus again, but this time with a Rupu Ner Raider as well. The chest here used to need firebolts to break into, but now can simply be shot open, and contains the same loot as the old chest from the previous one we just mentioned. There is, however, also a package above which contains lightwood walls, backpacks, repair hammers, brittle bone armor, water bag, ammo chest, bone hammer, tool, automaton, and rangefinder schematics. The next one is a Ner Lair, which really only has the one loot stash, which contains hardwood walls, scattershot, bone bottle, stiletto, and stone axe schematics. It's surrounded by 4 Ner and spawns out in the dried up lake spots of the far desert areas. I think given the difficulty of that many Ner and the overall layout of this one, it's strange that they don't have more things to loot within this lair, at least in terms of the lower rarity stuff. Finally, we have the large stone desert camp. This is probably the second hardest PvE encounter so far, and includes a Rupu rocker turret in the middle, as well as several ballista and scattershot, along with many Rupu on the ground. You'll find on the walker wreck a lootable for firebolts, hardwood walls, and hanger wall schematics. On the walker totem, you'll find ones for toboggan, stiletto, mollusk, small walker wings, small walker legs, and purification station schematics. You'll also find a few urns with sterile bandages, and a chest with torque battery, fast grapple, Forester armor, heavy rawbone hand axe, bone spike sword staff, and stone axe schematics inside. There's also a skeleton hiding behind the big rock that you can loot for a bit of bone as well. And lastly, and probably the most difficult camp of all, is the pirate ship in the center of the Pearl Pond areas of the map. Here you'll find multiple scattershot, repeater turrets, and Rupu rockers. It's difficult to take care of because you can't really bring a walker into the area, so the only way to fight it is on foot with hopefully enough numbers to deal with it. Once dealt with, the walker totem has scattershot, fast grapple, toboggan, and mollusk schematics. The loot box on the roof includes automaton, scattershot, hardwood wall, Forester armor, split bone bottle, heavy rawbone hand axe, bone spike sword, firebolt, small walker wings, small walker legs, hanger walls, and spinner schematics. And so that pretty much accounts for all of the lootables that you can get from each of the Rupu camps. I'd like to eventually do a video on what each of the mob enemies drop in terms of schematics, but I'm a little tempted to build out a full loot table for those if that's the case, just to see if there's a difference in rarity between them. Either way, this should give you an idea of where to get what and which pieces are available from each of these camps. Unfortunately, since you can't just spawn them in the test server, you have to find each and every one individually, so it becomes hard to pull a solid data set from enough examples. Either way, this does the best job of showcasing the camps, and indeed the biggest camp in the desert with the large rock on one side seems to be the best option for the current highest tier walkers and equipment. It's also important to check the packages and bags in the slightly smaller camps, as they can often contain some pretty good weapons and armor. That's it for today. Make sure you leave a comment if you made any discoveries yourself. I'd love to hear more about who drops what and what kinds of schematics, especially if you can come up with the drop rate. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.